Hello, everyone, and welcome to another one-on-one with the Cinephile. And today is a very special day. Today marks the 30th anniversary of the Monster Squad. So I will be doing something very special today and giving you a review of one of my favorite movies of all time. So, here we go. The Monster Squad. So the plot of the Monster Squad revolves around a magic amulet. So if Dracula was to ever get a hold of it, he and his buddies would be able to unleash the forces of darkness upon the world. So, a group of kids decide to band together and find this amulet before Dracula does. And upon doing so, they will be able to open a hole into limbo and vanquish the forces of evil forever. That is essentially the plot of the movie. It is so tight and nice and easy and perfect. I love Monster Squad. Maybe it's the kid in me that loves this movie so much, but I felt like this movie was made so easily. You didn't have to establish the monsters' origins and the backgrounds of any of these characters because they were already established. You know who Dracula is. You know the Wolfman, you know the creature from the Black Lagoon, you know the mummy, you know Frankenstein's monster. You know them all already. So that was already established. You didn't need any backstory to them. So when you jumped in to the movie, you already knew who these characters were. So the best part of the movie is essentially the Goonies before they were the Goonies. It's these kids. You're getting an idea of who these kids are. You know, the leader of the gang is Sean. You got Patrick, Eugene, Horace, Rudy, little Phoebe. You figure out who all these kids are, and they're awesome. They are awesome. Rudy is just awesome. I was always able to relate to Horace the most. I wish I could relate to Sean. Sean was not me. I was Horace, and I knew it. For a lot of children, me included, this is the first interpretation of these classic monsters. I never knew who Bela Lugosi was when I was a kid. The first time I met Dracula was through this movie. Same with the Wolfman, Gillman, Frankenstein's monster, the mummy. They were all introduced to me at a young age because of this movie. Dracula's a badass in this movie. He is crazy creepy, and I love it. Especially when you go back and watch the original Bela Lugosi version, he is nothing compared to the version you see in the Monster Squad. The special effects for the Gillman costume and even for the Wolfman costume are absolutely perfect. This is the best interpretation of Gillman I have ever seen. And I have the original black and white Creature from the Black Lagoon on Blu-ray, and I love the Creature from the Black Lagoon. This version is by far the best. Just an FYI, Stan Winston helped create Gillman and the Wolfman in this movie. Also, if you look hard, the Wolfman is basically Stan Winston. Like, if you pause it just right and look at the Wolfman's face, it's essentially Stan Winston as a Wolfman, which is really awesome. I don't know about the rest of you, but my favorite type of Wolfman is actually the bipedal Wolfman, the ones that stand on the two legs instead of all fours. To me, that's like a giant dog. A Wolfman, a werewolf, is a creature that stands on its hind legs and basically resembles that of a wolf. That is way more intimidating than a giant dog on four legs. Over the years and after doing research, you find out that Tom Noonan, I know the man by name, did Frankenstein's monster. And this is probably the second best interpretation of the creature since Boris Karloff. Again, growing up with Tom Noonan, he was excellent. And then going back and watching Boris Karloff, he could not be beaten. Boris Karloff was perfect. But Tom Noonan did very well as Frankenstein's monster. Someday, I'm going to have my fingers crossed. I hope this movie comes back into theaters so I'll get to watch it on the big screen, because that would be so awesome. For those of you who don't know, Fred Dekker was the man responsible for directing the movie. He also helped co-write the movie with Shane Black, of all people, and Rob Cohen helped produce it. The latest rumors I heard floating around Hollywood was that Rob Cohen still wanted to make a remake of Monster Squad. He wanted to direct a remake, but that fell through, and I haven't heard anything since, and that was like almost 10 years ago. So I'm happy about that. Finally, the last thing I want to say is that this movie, I don't want to say is untouchable, because in Hollywood, nothing is untouchable, but this is just a classic piece of 80s cinema. You can make a movie with monsters in it, but it will not be the Monster Squad. You will never have another one like this. If you've never seen it, please go out and purchase it on Blu-ray. I highly recommend the special edition. You will get a lot of extra features, and it's just freaking cool. I remember when I was a kid signing a petition to get them to convert that to DVD. And I was there waiting in line to receive my copy of the DVD when it came out. Folks, this is one of my favorite movies of all time. If you love monsters, I promise you, you will love Monster Squad. Wolfman's got nards. Give me the amulet, you bitch. Scary German guy's bitchin'. There's a monster in my closet. Mummy came in my house. Bogus. Lock me up. 2,000-year-old dead guys do not get up and walk away by themselves. Creature stole my Twinkie.